Hey everybody, Pete Salazar here at WYM Fitness. Today we're going to be doing an 8 exercise cycle. We're going to do each exercise for 45 seconds and take 10 seconds in between the transition. After every 4 exercises, we're going to take a 45-second break. So you're roughly looking at just under 30 minutes of workout time. Like I said, 45 on, 10 to transition. We're going to need dumbbells, and if you have small bands, you need those, and if you have large bands, you can substitute those with the dumbbells on a couple of the exercises. The first thing that we're going to do is a dumbbell swing. Now typically this is done with a kettlebell, but I don't have any kettlebells in here. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can easily do a swing with dumbbells. We're going to take a wide stance, and you can use 2 dumbbells or 1. I'm going to demonstrate this with 2. I'm going to take a wide stance, toes pointed forward. As we're doing this, we're going to drop down. We're hinging at the waist. I want my wrist to hit kind of high in my thigh, and then I'm going to pop my hips and swing the weights up. So this is not a lift from the shoulders, okay? You shouldn't feel anything in your shoulders when you're doing this. This is my hamstrings, my glutes, and my back working to help swing the weight up. So we're using momentum from those 3 muscle groups. We call that our posterior chain. So the posterior chain is the active groups while we're doing this. Should be exhaling on the way up. Don't go down too far. If you go down too far, you're gonna end up with your wrists by your knees. You want to be wrists in upper thigh, and also back stays flat while we're doing the swing. After that, we're going to do a slower exercise to kind of catch our breath. We're going to be on the floor on our back. We're going to be doing a chest and then a lat exercise. So we're going to be doing a dumbbell fly. So we're isolating our chest, our pec muscles with this fly motion. Then we're going to do a pullover, and both arms are going to be going at the same time. So we're going to go fly, chest, and then pull over. And this is going to get into the lats a little bit here, and our chest and shoulders. So the whole thing with both dumbbells goes fly, pull over. When you do your pull over, you want to keep your arms nice and long. Don't hinge at the elbow. I want a long arm on the way down and up, stopping right over my chest. And then I do that fly. On your fly, you want to make sure that your elbows stay bent just a little bit. By the way, you should be warming up right now, okay? You should be doing some jumping jacks, jogging in place, getting your body ready for your session. So again, this is going to be a dumbbell fly to a pullover. Also make sure that your knees stay bent and your feet are on the ground while you do this. You can also lift your feet up for some ab activation, but if you go with flat legs or long legs, you might end up with this arch in your back. We want to make sure that we're keeping our back pressed to the floor while we do this. So again, that is a fly and a pullover. Now, this next exercise, you're gonna need a small resistance band. If you have them, you can put it around your feet, or you can pull it up to your knees. If you do it around your knees, then what I want you to do is keep it below the knee, so right above the calf. All right, so I'm gonna do this with the band right at the top of my calf. All we're gonna be doing is a squat, big side step, squat, side step back. So as we're doing this side step, we're activating the outside of the glutes. We're getting some extra work in our hip complex. So again, it's gonna be a squat, just a normal squat, and then that side step, squatting again. While you're doing your squat, because we have this resistance inward with the band, make sure your knees are not falling in. So if you do have that issue where your knees fall in, this is a great corrective measure for that, because you're gonna have to keep pulling them out so this doesn't happen, okay? So knees track with the toes on your squat, step, squat, step, squat. So we're just doing a band, side step, and squat. You can also do this with the band around your feet. Squat, side step, squat, side step. From that, we're gonna double up on the legs. Gonna get rid of the band. And we're gonna be doing a side lunge. All right, we're gonna step out into a side lunge, go back to the middle. Stepping out, dropping into your side lunge. When you drop down, make sure you're kind of sitting back. All right, a lot of people do a side lunge and they'll stay forward, like torso in line with their heels, and their knee goes shooting forward past their toes. So make sure you're sitting, your butt back. You're gonna get a little forward fold with that. So we're just doing an alternating side lunge. That would be your fourth exercise. We would take a break. After the break, you're gonna need some dumbbells. We're gonna do a rear raise and a concentration curl. So raise to curl. When you do your raise, make sure that your thumb gets below your pinky at the top, like you're pouring out a pitcher of water. And then on the curl, your elbows remain pointing at the floor. Okay, don't pull them in. So we don't want to curl like this. Rear raise, curl. Rear raise, curl. Soft knees, flat back the whole time. After that, we are going to drop to the floor and we're going to do 2 movements. Let me move my dumbbells out of the way. 2 movements. One's a push-up, the other's a Superman. So I call this a Superman push-up. I'll get real long here. So we're going to start in our Superman position. Legs up, arms up. From here, you're going to plant your hands right underneath your shoulders. Do a push-up, Superman. Push-up, Superman. So it's just these 2 movements added together. After that, we are going to put a band around our knees. If you have one. If not, that's okay. You can do this without it. We're just gonna do a bridge. So, I'm gonna add some weight with this. Actually, the first reps I won't. You're gonna be on your back, hands flat on the floor. This band is gonna be around your knees. So, we're gonna keep some outward pressure. I don't want my knees to fall in. Okay. So I'm keeping some pressure out. Again, that's working more on the hip complex and outside of the glute. And then we're just doing our hip bridge, using our glutes. If you want to add resistance, take some weight, right on the points of your hips, you just hold them there, and bridge up. As you bridge, make sure you're pulling your belly button into your spine, and don't let your tummy pooch up. After that, we're going to stay on our back, actually. And if you have the band, leave it on your knees. We're going to do heel touches. So pull your knees apart, get your hips working a little bit, crunch up, and then we're going to slide to the side. We're trying to touch our heel at the side of our foot, and then we slide the other way. So we're just moving back and forth, touching the side of your foot and your heels, okay? So that is all 8 exercises in this circuit. Like I said, we're going to get through this 3 times, and we're going to take a break after every 4 exercises. So if you're ready to go. All right, I hope you had a chance to get a good warm-up in. It is now time to start our first exercise. Remember, 45 on, 10 to transition. Need a pair of dumbbells, starting with a dumbbell swing. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Remember, with your swing, wrists high in the thigh at the bottom of the motion. The dumbbells should not go any higher than your gaze, or no higher than your shoulders, really. Squeezing your abs at the top, back flat at the bottom. And again, you really should not be feeling this in your shoulders. All of this momentum is generated from our hamstrings, our glutes, and our back. Okay, on the ground to our fly to pull over. Okay, isolating the chest, squeeze, and then dropping the hands back, pulling on the way up. Exhale here, breath in, exhale on the way up. So on this, as the weights are coming up, both exercises, that's when we should be exhaling. And remember to keep your back pressed to the floor. You don't want any space between your low back and the floor. All right. Okay, we're gonna go with a band, either around your feet or your knees. This time I'm gonna put it around my feet. Squat, side step, squat, side step. The step can be as long or as wide as you want, as long as you don't snap your foot back in. You want control on every part of this. As you are squatting, make sure you're sitting back like you have a chair behind you. Exhaling on the way up. And as always, your knees should be pointing where your toes are pointing. All right, we're gonna kick the band off. We're gonna be doing that side lunge now. So starting in one spot, we're gonna step out, sitting back, doubling up on our legs here between that squat and side step. Into this side lunge, exhaling on the way up. When you do your side lunge, make sure that your feet are staying flat. Sometimes people do a side lunge and their foot rolls up. You don't want that to happen. This helps us with our ankle mobility and strengthening. And as always, with lunges and squats too, our weight should be in our heels, not moving forward to the ball of the foot. All right, 45-second break. Get a quick drink of water. All right, pair of dumbbells in hand, we're going to rear raise and concentration curl. Okay, soft knees, flat back, pulling the hands apart for that rear raise, pointing the elbows down for your curl. And at the top of your rear raise, again, the front of the dumbbell should be tilted down a little bit so we can really focus the stress of the movement to the back of the shoulders. When you guys are doing this, make sure you're not looking up. Okay, a lot of strain on the neck when you do that. And exhale as you pull your hands apart and as you pull your hands up for your curl. Okay, we're gonna be hitting the ground for our Superman push-up. And we'll be starting long in the Superman and then get to the push-up. Good, so reach, lift the legs up, hands underneath your shoulders, push up. Reach and lift, push up. Reach and lift, push up. Exhale, exhale. Try to get your legs up real high. Point your toes behind you. Okay, we need a band around our knees. We're gonna go to that bridge. Okay, hands down, hips up, keeping the knees apart while we bridge. Exhale, all the way up. And if you want some extra resistance, just hold a weight on your hips. And again, with that band around the tops of your calves, keep your knees away from each other. Some resistance out, a little work for your hips. Okay, keep the band around your knees. Step out wider. We're doing our heel touches now. So we're gonna crunch up and slide. Side to side. While you guys are doing this, make sure you're not tucking your chin all the way down to your chest. You basically want the same amount of space between your chin and your chest as if you were just standing up. Okay, we're not looking back. We're not looking way down. Okay, about the same amount of space between your chin and your chest as if you were just standing and talking to somebody. Okay, you guys. That's a 45-second break. Grab a drink. Second round coming up. Get your dumbbells. We're starting with our swing. I'm gonna start and do this one sideways so you can see from profile what this should be looking like. Again, nice flat back all the way down. Really driving your hips forward as you are swinging the dumbbells up in front of you. If you have kettlebells, definitely do this with kettlebells. Almost there. Okay, gonna be on the ground, doing our chest fly and pull over. All right, weights go out to the side, squeeze your chest on the way up, and then down and back. On this one, the breathing is really easy to remember. As the weights fall, take a breath in. As they come up, take a breath out. Again, keeping your low back pressed to the floor. Especially on the pullover, it's really easy to start arching your back. And a lot of times it never makes its way back down to the floor. So, low back stays in contact. Okay, we need a band around your feet or your knees. I'm gonna do it around my knees this time. We're doing a squat with a side step. Oh, that's what happens when it goes above the knees. It rolls up. Keep it right above the calves. Again, control with your steps. You don't want the band to dictate your pace. You want your muscles to control the tempo of that step. And exhaling, of course, on the way up, out of your squat. Make sure you're keeping your back flat, your gaze forward. We don't want to do our squats and look down. We don't want to bow when we squat. Okay, get rid of your band. We're gonna go into a side lunge. Okay, stepping out and dropping. Stepping out and dropping. Sitting back as you drop. And just like the squat, gaze is forward, not looking down. All right. Weights in my heels as I press myself back up into the middle. Feet stay flat, toes stay forward. Close to our break, about 10 seconds or so. All right, 45-second break. Halfway through your second round, getting a nice big drink of water. All right, dumbbells in hand, rear raise, concentration curl. So from here, out, up, out, up. As always with this raise, you want to keep your elbows just a little bit soft. Don't let your hands go higher than your shoulders. And on your curl, elbows pointing straight down. A little iso work for our low back, keeping it nice and flat. Weight should be in your heels. If you're not sure, lift up the balls of your feet. Okay? Wiggle your toes a little bit. Make sure your weight's in your heels. You don't want to be forward while you're doing this. Superman push up. Taking it down to the floor. And lift. We're going to be real long. All right, here's your lift. Nice and long. Push up. Exhale. Exhale. Squeeze your hamstrings, your butt, your back, your shoulders on the Superman, and abs, chest, triceps, front of your shoulders on your push-ups. And on your push-up, try to move everything up in one piece. Try not to let your shoulders do this and then your hips come up. Okay, one piece. Get a band going around the knees. Keep your knees apart. Doing our bridge. Hips up. Exhale. And again with this, trying to keep the belly in. Don't let it stick up. But mainly, focusing on the glutes. Hamstrings get some work. And with our knees being pulled apart with this band, we're actually going to start working the outside of the glutes a little more too. Okay, and up next is our heel touches. So again, knees nice and wide, crunch up, sliding side to side. Keep your knees apart, keep pulling them away from each other as we work side to side to get our shoulder as close to our hip as we can. So we want to make sure, that's an important point, we want to make sure that we're sliding, not trying to roll. Okay, our back should stay really flat to the floor. You might travel a little bit while you're doing this. If you notice, I'm probably moving backwards a little bit. That happens, that's normal. Keep breathing while you're doing this. All right, that was the end of your second round. 45-second break. Get some sips of water in, and then we'll hit that final round. All right, dumbbells in hand, last time, third round, dumbbell swing. Let's go, wide stance, popping your hips. Exhaling every time you come up. You guys should be sweating by now. I definitely am. Halfway. Making sure your back stays flat. And also finishing straight legs all the way through the hip. Don't stay back. See how my hips are back? Keep pushing forward. All right, down to the floor. Dumbbell flies with a pullover. Chest and lats, a little bit of shoulder, but chest and lats working together here. It's the final round. I'm gonna start picking my pace up a little bit. You can do the same if you want. Start to get tired. Start to ask yourself, WYM, what's your motivation? Stronger, healthier. All right, band squat with side step. Band around your knees or your feet. I'm gonna go around my feet this time. All right, nice deep squat, side step. Controlling that band, don't let it control you. In order to be sitting back on your squat, like there's a chair there, you're trying to touch with your buns in front of that chair. Back stays nice and flat again. You want to be looking forward, not looking down. Don't bow on your squat. All right, kicking off the band. Gonna be going into our side lunge, alternating side lunge, and then our break. Feet staying flat, pushing from your heels. And again, this is our last round, so if you can pick the pace up a little bit, start picking the pace up. Or add some weights. If you grab some dumbbells, you'll drop one inside, one outside. But again, watch your posture, watch your gaze, make sure it's forward, not down. Almost there. Almost to that break. There it is. There's your break. Well earned, I'm sure. Grab a sip of water. We got 4 more to go. Weights in hand, second half of your final round. Rear raise, concentration curl, sitting back, back flat. Rear raise, curl. Breathing the whole time as you're squeezing the shoulders, squeezing the biceps. Exhale in. If you're not sure when to breathe, you should be hearing me. Follow my breathing. There it is. There's your pattern. Back flat. Knees soft. Breathing. Almost there. Good. We are doing Superman push-up. Take it to the floor. Long body, big pull up. Exhale. Big push up. And again on your push-up, try to make it one piece from your toes to your hands when you press up. Try not to let your hips lag behind your shoulders. You can do this from your knees as well, but same idea. Everything moves in one piece. When we start to get real tired, that becomes very difficult, and that's understandable, but for as long as you can, one piece takeaway. All right, band, bridge, band around your knees. Quick, quick. Knees apart. Add some resistance for me. Weight on the hips. Drive your hips up, nice and high. Exhale. As you squeeze your buns, squeeze your hamstrings, your abs. It's kind of a nice way to finish our legs off here. The squats and the lunges. First half of what we did. And then finally, the glutes and the hamstrings here at the end. One more. All right. Hand stays around the knees even wider. Crunching up, we're going into our heel touch. As you guys are doing this, again, remember we're sliding, we're not rolling. Also, trying to put the belly in, up, and keeping our chin off of our chest. We're trying to stare at one little point on the wall. And my reminder, do not do this, do not do this. Close, you guys, almost there. There it is. Whew. All right. The third circle, 3 times through. That's the end of the workout. Awesome job today. Thank you for your time. Everyone here in the fitness, can I see you? Have a great day.